This is the PowerPoint for my CAP project, otherwise known as a Content Acquisition Podcast. The concept we are going to be learning about today is conversation and conversational skills. We will be going over the definition of a conversation, why it is important to have conversation skills. Then, for the majority of the slides, we will be going over how to improve conversational skills step by step. Enjoy! So what is a conversation? A conversation is defined as a talk, especially an informal one, between two or more people, in which news and ideas are exchanged. This basically means that it is two people, sometimes friends, and sometimes not, talking to each other about many different things in a respectful fashion. Why do we converse? Conversation skills are very important because they are skills you will use every single day of your lives. Some of the perks of conversation skills is that conversations can lead to connections and friendships. Learning how to have a good conversation will also help out your social skills as a whole and is all around a polite thing to do. Okay, now I want everyone to pause before we go on. Think about what we have learned about conversation so far and try to remember it. I also want everyone to open their listening ears and try to pay close attention to what's to come, as we will learn about how to have a conversation and all of the elements that go into a good one. Conversation standards. The key idea of a conversation is talking to someone and then having them talk back to you, otherwise known as taking turns. As your partner is talking, it is important to wait to speak while they are talking and listen to what they are saying. It is also very important that you do not interrupt the speaking person, as that is considered rude and may make the opposite party think you are not interested in what they have to say. Starting the conversation. We start a conversation with a simple introductory phrase, such as, "Hello, how are you?" or "What's going on?" followed by the person you are talking to's name. We do this instead of just starting the conversation to make sure the other person is listening and wants to talk. Conversations can be started by talking about common interests you have with another person and by having a friendly and inviting attitude. Listening. Arguably, the most crucial part to any conversation is your ability to listen. It is important to keep your ears open when being spoken to and actively listen to what the person is saying rather than just waiting to speak. Knowing what the person says and is talking about will help you in going forward with the conversation. Okay, it's time to stop and review what we have learned so far. Remember, it is important to follow the standards of conversation, initiate the conversation, and listen to what the person is saying. These elements are some of the basics of conversation. Think about these and use them going forward for the skills we are talking about. Continuing the conversation. Talking when appropriate and speaking in turn is an important aspect of conversational skills. Another way to carry on a conversation is to speak on a topic that the pair have in common. For example, saying, "Yeah, how about that test the other day?" that both parties took to bring up a new topic. Finally, it is good to be interested in a conversation and really care about what the other person is saying. Body language, or how you physically appear, is a good indicator of interest and conversation skill. It is a good thing to have positive facial expressions, good posture, and to make eye contact. Think about it this way. You wouldn't want to talk with someone who is looking in other direction and looks bummed out, would you? Finishing the conversation. Reading the tone of a conversation and being able to realize if it's dying out is an important part of ending a conversation. Be aware of the social context of the conversation, and if someone has somewhere to be and cannot talk, it is most likely a good time to put the conversation to bed. Usually, conversations are ended with a phrase or an exit phrase, such as goodbye or see you later, alligator, or even see you around, rather than just walking away from the person you're talking to. In conclusion, learning to conversate is an important part of your life that you will use not only in class, but in real life, and it is a skill you will use every day. Conversations have rule and structure that, if followed correctly, will increase skills and lead to better social interaction. I hope this slideshow helped. Have a good day and keep working on your conversation skills.